Viktor Frankl survived 3 years in 4 Nazi concentration camps and finally published this beautiful book, Man's Search for Meaning. I earlier shared 6 life lessons under 6 minutes from this book. Today's video features 7 life lessons, 7 more life lessons under 7 minutes from this book. Firstly, let's talk about love and sex. Instead of considering love as something that enables sex, in the sense that love is nothing but a chemical reaction, a mix of chemical reactions happening in our brains so that we have sex, so that we can reproduce, consider sex as one expression of that ultimate togetherness that we human beings call love. Now, I know this may sound a little bit too romantic or a little bit too poetic for a lot of people, but this is a common theme in Viktor Frankl's work. He actually wants you to understand that you're human beings, not machines. And that layers very easily into the next point I wanted to say, kindness. Viktor Frankl teaches us that human kindness can be found in all groups of people, even amongst those groups of people which are very easy to condemn as if that entire group is unkind. Human kindness can be found there. Good and evil can be found in all groups that we create. And this coming from a guy who was subjected to the horrors of concentration camps by Nazis. And I want to add something here. If you are in a place where there seems to be no kindness at all, and you really want there to be more love and more kindness there, it is life calling you out to manifest kindness there. You know that beautiful quote from Rumi, what you seek is seeking you. This is what it means. If you really want to see something in this world, let's say you want to see more kindness and more love in this world, it's life calling you out, it's life telling you to manifest love and kindness in this world. Next, let's talk about how to live your life. Viktor Frankl has a beautiful quote about how to live your life. He says, live as if you were living already for the second time and as if you had acted the first time as wrongly as you're about to act now. Now, what this does is it gives you a vision of what choices you're about to make now that may cause you to have regret in the future so that you can correct them in the present moment itself. Now, I feel that is a beautiful way to actually minimize your regrets in the future, which is, after all, a key thing that we are looking for in our current life situations. Next, let's talk about choices. Viktor Frankl is a big proponent of free will. He actually says that everything can be taken from a man, but the last of his freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. He actually gives some beautiful examples from his stay in the concentration camps, where people would give up their last pieces of bread to actually someone who was dying of hunger. Even though that would mean that they would be hungry themselves, they would take up this heroic action. And therefore, he says that no matter how dire your circumstances, no matter what kind of circumstances you are in, you always have a choice. You always have a free will. To understand the topic of free will better, make sure you check out my episode on the topic of free will. Next, let's talk about suicide prevention. As a clinical psychologist and a survivor of concentration camps, Viktor Frankl, of course, saw suicidal cases all around him throughout his life. And he says that even in concentration camps, the best way he found to prevent a suicide was to give the person something to look forward to, something to look forward to in their future. Not mechanically, but rather something that was actually meaningful to them. Now, I think that is a good life lesson to have for yourself and also for everyone you care about. Next, let's talk about the challenge of meaninglessness. Now, Viktor Frankl wrote this book in the 1900s, but what he said was a big challenge a lot of people were facing back then was meaninglessness, boredom, and a general lack of purpose in their lives. And as of 2024, I think all of us can safely say that that problem has only worsened. I personally feel that this is an issue that a lot of people face in the modern society, but only a few talk about it. Especially because it's almost considered voodoo thinking by some people, it's considered overthinking by some people, and therefore to be considered as an outcast just out of fear and shame of that label being applied to them, people just don't even speak about it. If you are interested in finding more purpose in your life, if you are interested in furthering your conversation about the purpose of your life, make sure you check out my video on that topic. And now, finally, let's talk about the purpose of life. The guy wrote a book titled Man's Search for Meaning. So, of course, he talked a lot about the purpose of your life and how to go about finding the purpose of your life. Something that I particularly loved about this book was that he teaches you to not question life, but rather to try to listen to what life is questioning from you. One easy way to understand it is almost always when we are looking for the purpose of our lives, we are asking the question, what does life have to offer to me? Rather, he says you should reverse the question, what do you have to offer to life? Now, he goes on to give you three ways as to how you can find the purpose of your life. Number three is by the attitude that you have towards your suffering, in the sense that if suffering is inevitable in your life, try to find some purpose behind that suffering. For example, a widow may find solace in the fact that she is suffering now actually has a purpose so that her husband did not have to go through the same pain. Number two is by experiencing something or encountering someone, by loving them, by understanding them completely, by experiencing beauty, by experiencing goodness, by experiencing truth, all very innate human qualities. And number one, by doing something, by creating something, by becoming something, by manifesting something in the world that you think the world really needs. And that's it. Thank you for staying with me till the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you check out more such videos in the Unlearning Playground book club. And I'll see you in the playground soon again. Until next time, peace out.